What's up, YouTube? Oster4195 here, the Central Gamers, and today we'll be taking a sneak peek at the new Snapshot. Now I'm going to go ahead and log in here on my Snapshot server. I am currently filling in for Kix right now, just due to the fact that he is unable to film. Long story. Anyway, and I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a quick tour of the new features inside Minecraft Snapshot 13W01B. Yes, there was a revision just due to a few bugs. So let's go ahead and clear out some dirt here. Get some stuff out of the way. So I've got we got a lot to talk about. This is basically the snapshot for what will be 1.5, which I'm really looking forward to, as to be also known as the Redstone update, as it's more commonly known. So let's go ahead and get our setup cleared. Okay, first things first, since I already have these items in my hotbar, I'm going to go ahead and show you the weighted pressure plates. And and I'll show you how to make those real quick. It should be in my brewing, there we go. We don't need that. And then put a crafting table down. Let me find one. I'll get rid of the trap chest for now because we're getting there. Oh, duh, decoration. Okay, anyway, so let's go ahead and turn around. Let me get back up here. Stupid piggy, be quiet. Now, all it takes to make one, whoop, took one too many, is that, and you can stack them. And then the same way with a heavy pressure plate, which is made of iron. Also, one of the cool things you can do too is you can actually evenly distribute by holding down the shift, you can actually continue to keep distributing via like that. And you can just keep holding down the right click and it's going to keep going. Although I think it's still, that feature has been maybe undone or something, but let's see. Just kind of a nice way to go ahead and quickly craft something. Okay, and then we can make 6 gold blocks with a remainder of 1. Let's go ahead and get rid of all those. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back to what I was talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and wire this up with, and actually I just realized that is not far enough apart. They need to be probably around here. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up our little and actually, I think this needs to be one more far away. Okay. Now let's go ahead and wire these things up. They should be far away enough now where they won't conflict. Okay. Now let me go ahead and pull out a iron door because I need to demonstrate this. The main purpose of these weighted pressure plates, I guess the main thing I could think of right at the top of my head was an adventure map where you want to make sure your players collect a certain amount of items before they can move on. This is a good way to measure it. So I'm going to put an gold plate there, which is a light, and a heavy one there. And to do this, I'm just going to start throwing stuff on the pressure plate. And as you notice, as I'm throwing the items on there, it's sending a current. And the current keeps getting stronger the more I threw down. Now, obviously, I only had to about use, let's see. Let me just throw one more on there just to make absolutely certain the current's powerful enough. And so I used about 30 to power it. So now let's back it up. Now let me go over to the heavy pressure plate. And you're about to see why I say it's a heavy one for a reason. Because as you can see, it is taking a long and a lot of power just to even try to open that door. I'm going to continue trying here. Just to throw everything I got in my hotbar down here. And if you notice, it's still not opening it up. And I'll get to the work in progress in just a minute. But it is just still not willing to open. So that's the first thing. The next thing is the thing you see here, which is the WIP, which is called the hopper. The cool thing about the hopper is it can actually store it into any stackable or any item that has an inventory in it. It's like chests or furnaces or anything like that. Let me pick those up. And actually, I'll come back to the trap chest again, like I said, in just a minute. Go ahead and get everything else I need ready. But the cool part I've read online is I've seen people who have made actually automated mining systems where they can, and here's how it works basically if you'd like to know, is I can just throw my item in the top, but of course my aim sucks, so I'm going to move it down a little bit, down one more, and I'm going to put a chest down there, then I'm going to put a hopper above it, and you can kind of take this with you anywhere and just make it so it's essentially like that, and you can just throw it in. Now the cool part is you can have and the hoppers pass through each other, so I can have a hopper going on down below, and I can actually access and make it pass on to something else. So a hopper below the chest, which then feeds into another thing, like a chest minecart, and you can actually program it to wheel it away. Kind of a cool little feature. The next thing is called the trap chest. The only difference between it, and I'll actually pull two out here, is if you notice there's a little bit of a red ring around the trap chest, and then there's not around a regular chest. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, what does the trap chest do? Essentially what it is it can pass out a redstone current. So as you're about to see here, I'm going to bring it up a little bit, and I'm going to stand kind of here off to the side so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But you can kind of see how the redstone current did activate. Much better view over there. But anyway, and the trap chest is kind of cool because you can make it so it notifies you when somebody opens your chest, but that's up to the server administrator to give you a command block to make it do that. And now I'm going to go over here because I've already pre-built some contraptions. Another new block is the redstone block, which essentially is a movable redstone torch. And as you can kind of see how I've got some little bit more setups over here. Another cool thing is the daylight indicator, which passes on a redstone current whenever whenever it's daylight, and whenever it's not, it turns it off. The cool thing I've done here with this is a command block with a time set 0 command because I hate filming at night. And so what it happens is the daylight sensor passes the current through, shuts on the torch, which sends the current to the command block to make it day again. This is what I was talking about here, when you can make it open so it lights up, and so you can make it so it broadcasts messages. This is a cool thing that we had seen on Reddit. It's essentially a piston hooked up to a sticky piston hooked up to a daylight sensor with a redstone block. Now, if I make it night, but before I do, let me cut the current here. And it shouldn't do that again unless it gets another redstone signal. And it turns up and makes the lights come on. So it's an automated street lamp system, which I think is really cool. Now we're going to connect it back up. And as you can see, it's nighttime right now. But if I were to force a new signal, then the daylight sensor would pass and invert that. So like I said, this is the major redstone update. There were some minor inventory tweaks. And one more thing before I leave is the redstone comparator. Pull out some levers here and some redstone dust. And basically what it does is the way I think of it kind of is it consolidates the signal. So I'm going to pull in two inputs here. Okay. And essentially it's going to pass whichever one of the currents is strong or closer, which usually means stronger. So as you can see, it knows that this current's a stronger one, and if I try to make it pass the other one, it's not going to take. Either that or because I haven't wired it correctly, one of the two. Probably miswired correctly. But basically it just consolidates the input and utilizes 2 and 1. And that, my friends, is the first snapshot. Me and Master99 will also be working on the next snapshot video, so be looking forward to that. Until then, this is Austin4195 signing off.